Good morning. This week's parsha is Mishpatim. Mishpatim, according to most accounts, is one of the treasure troves of the practical mitzvot of the Torah. It has 55 mitzvot. And the way the Mefarshim explain it is the 10 commandments is like the outline. But then the details is in this week's parsha. So we know, what was the fifth of the 10 commandments? That we have to respect our parents. Kabed et avicha v'timecha. Now this week, the Torah goes into details. Let's say somebody chas v'shalom hits his parents. So the Torah says, Rachmana litzlan. Makeh aviv ve'imo mot yumat. Somebody that actually strikes, physically harms and strikes his parents, he gets the death penalty. This is only if the parents get a blood, bruise or bleed. So this halacha, thank God, I would imagine 99.999% of the Jews don't do this, but especially now it's Corona and people have to get a lot of blood tests. So it says, let's say the daughter is a nurse or the son is a doctor. So it says over here, or let's say the father, first of all, gets a splinter. So it's brought down in the Gemara, based on what Abaye says, even if you're not hitting them, but you cause blood to come out of their body, since it's such a big sin, it's like the death penalty, we don't want to go near it. So therefore, if the father is a surgeon, and God forbid, he needs to do surgery which is going to cause blood to come. Or in a normal case, the son has to take out a splinter, or it's bloodletting. He has to take out blood, or stuff like that. It's better somebody else should do it. But that's only, but if the parent is in a lot of pain, right? Because the splinter is bothering him, and there's nobody else around, right? His brother's not around, the neighbor's not around, right? Then, or like let's say there's no other surgeon, right? So even if they want us to cause them to blood come out, and there's nobody else, and they're in pain, in that case, we can do it. Dentist, the same thing, but the question in the poskim is, if something is free and they have to pay a lot of money to another person, a lot of poskim say it's like nobody else is available, right? They have to pay an arm and a leg to a surgeon, but their own son is a surgeon, even if he causes blood. But Rav Avadia here says, and the Ben Ish Chai, that any time you start doing it, both before and after, you should ask them mechila, right? You should ask them forgiveness in case you didn't do the procedure exactly properly, or you caused them more pain than necessary. So that's an interesting halacha. And I just wanted to continue this great book by Rabbi Stern on the mitzvahs of the Torah. Says we also learn from here that it's forbidden to hit another Jew. If you hit your parents, it's a very big sin. It's the death penalty. But he says any Jew is forbidden to hit, because we learn it that if a Jew commits certain sins, he gets malkut, he gets lashes, but the Torah says don't give him more. So it says, this is very important, unfortunately, because nowadays we have people that are physically bullies. It's a problem that, so just those people that, and as a rabbi, I know for a fact, unfortunately, it's very sad. Sometimes men hit their wives. So just so you should know, it's brought down that first of all, the Shulchan Aruch Harav brings, Gam im natan lo chavero reshut la'akot over belav. Even if your friend wants you to hit him for some sadistic reason, you still went against the Torah law. And even if it's a game, nowadays, unfortunately, kids that go to public school, they do all different crazy type of Russian roulette type of stuff that Doesn't make any type of sense. So even if you're doing it as a game, you're not allowed to hit anybody. But it says, first of all, even if you just raise your hand to hit somebody, you're already considered evil. The Ma'abit holds that you're forbidden to be a witness at a wedding. You're unqualified witness. You're unworthy. And the Maharami Rutenberg, which was the Rabbeinu Asher, the Rosh's Rebbe, one of the big Rishonim, he says, actually this sounds like Saudi Arabia, but he says, somebody that is too much hitting other people, physically hitting them, we cut off his hand. So it's very important to, from a young age, the reason I'm saying is this, because sometimes children that are bullied even commit suicide in the hopefully we never hear such a thing in Judaism. It's a very bad, people that are bullied get traumatized. So in Judaism we have no tolerance from anybody verbally abusing anybody or physically hitting anybody. And the same Maharami Rutenberg says that if somebody actually is always hitting his wife, Bet Din would consider also chopping off his hand also. So domestic abuse, any of these stuff, none of it is kosher. And Hashem should help us that there should always be only honor and shalom between the parents. Amen.